Hello everyone, I'm Shardul Karve from group number 6 and me and my team members are going to present on the subject of Innovation Audit Framework. So what is Innovation Audit Framework? It is an in-depth analysis of different aspects of an organization's current capabilities, processes, examining key indicators, determining strengths and weaknesses. The result will be indicative of the various aspects such as barriers to innovation and identify improvements or new methods to maximize innovation capabilities. There are three axes in this framework: nature of innovation, type of innovation, and locus of innovation. Each of these axes represents a certain number of points, and all in all, there are 108 cubes considering all the combination. Every company lies in any one of these cubes. Now, as you can see, the two ways in which the innovation audit framework is represented. It is represented as a three-dimensional space having the three axes, or either as a cuboid containing 108 elements. So let us talk about one of the axes: nature of innovation. So there are three types of innovation: disruptive, sustaining. So disruptive innovation, it refers to a technology where application significantly affects the way a market or industry functions. It alters or improves the product or service in a way that no one ever expected. Examples are internet, radio, video streaming, etc. Sustaining innovation, it is also known as routine innovation, refers to the innovation that happens on an incremental basis, often in response to customer and market demands or improvements in technology. Examples are digital camera, video players, etc. Efficiency innovation often assumes the form of a process improvement or a more efficient business model. It enables to simplify the existing processes, producing the existing product at a cheaper cost, selling at a lower price than the present cost. Now let us go to the second axis, and that is the locus of innovation. Small groups. So large companies are nowadays delegating more resources and obligations to smaller organizations. Individuals are still in charge of innovation projects that are used to be done by dozens a decade ago. Business ecosystems, the network of entities involved in the distribution of a particular product, which includes manufacturers, distributors, consumers, rivals, government agencies, and so on. The third one is projects that encourage people to think differently and creatively about how they can best use the resources and the environment. The fourth one is organization. For the division of work and other tasks, organizational innovation entailed the introduction of new methodology for distributing responsibilities and decision making employees. Now, let us talk about the types of innovation. The first one is market. It basically refers to how you offer your products and services. The second is product innovation, which involves the value, features, traits, and quality of a company's product. Service innovation, it shows how you support and amplify the value of your offerings. Customer channels. Customer channels refers to understanding customers and users' deep-seated desires and using that knowledge to create meaningful interactions between them and your business. The fourth one is process, which involves the activities and operations that produce an enterprise's primary offerings. Business profit model. So it is a type of innovative profit models which finds the way to convert a firm's offering and other sources of value into cash. The next one is management structure. Structure innovations are focused on organizing company assets, human or intangible, in unique ways that create value. Technology. As you can say, as you can see, technology is behind every form of innovation. So it is the successful implementation of a technical idea new to the institution. And lastly, networks. It basically refers to how effectively you connect with others and create value of the same.
Now, we will be looking into innovation audit framework of Netflix. Netflix is one of the largest content platform and production company founded in 1997 by Reed Hastings and Mark Randolph, uh, is headquartered in Los Gatos, California. Netflix primarily deals in subscription based streaming services, offering online streaming from a library of films and television series, including those produced in house. With its presence in all over the world, it has reached 203.7 million subscribers with an operating income of $4.6 billion and which grew 76% over a year ago. One of the features of Netflix is Netflix Original, which is the content that is produced, co-produced, or distributed by Netflix exclusively on their services. Netflix funds their original shows differently than other TV networks when they sign in a project, providing money upfront and immediately ordering two seasons of more series. In India, Netflix partnered with Jio to offer a free mobile online subscription to postpaid subscribers. Netflix is also hard bundled with Jio fixed broadband. Netflix started Stream Fest initiative in India, which gave free weekend access to non-subscribers in December, which brought in millions of users to streaming platform in the face of increasing competition from local rivals. Now talking about the timeline of Netflix. In 2010, the stock prices increased by 219% to 1.75.7, with an addition to 8 million subscribers, reaching to a total of 20 million revenues, also increased to $2.6 billion, and net income rose to $161 million. In 2011, Netflix had a great increase in its share than expected, but when Hastings uh, announced that streaming and DVD rental would be charged separately, which would be leading to a higher price for customers who wanted both, and the DVD rental would split off as another subsidiary, the share prices fell steeply to around $130. However, afterwards, the plan to split the company was scrapped. By December 2011, as a consequence of its decision to raise the prices, Netflix had lost over 75% of its total value from the summer. In 2014, Netflix increased the fee for UK subscribers by £1. The increase took effect immediately for new subscribers, but would be delayed for 2 years for existing members. In 2016, Netflix announced that it would be ending a loyalty rate in certain countries for subscribers who were continuously subscribed before price rises. Netflix spent about $5 billion on original content in 2016. In 2019, Netflix reported revenue of $20.1 billion and a net income of $1.9 billion. Netflix is now considered the largest buyer of video content globally. In 2020, during the COVID-19 pandemic, Netflix reported revenue from quarter ending March 31, 2020 was $5.768 billion, a 27.58 increase year over year. The nature of innovation in Netflix can be described as disruptive innovation. It has four basic principles that are think big, start small, fail quickly, and scale fast. Even as Hastings built the dividend business that toppled blockbusters, Hastings was guided by big idea that mailing people DVD was mere a way station on the road of streaming videos. In late 2010, after almost 10 years of experimentation, Netflix offered a streaming-only option for about half of the price of the subscription of DVD by mail. Now, talking about the four principles, think big. Hastings pursued his big idea, streaming video, even though it would render obsolete his wonderfully successful, highly tuned mail-based system for distributing DVDs. Start small. Though Reed Hastings had a big idea that he believed in, he started with lots of small projects. Failed quickly when early efforts at streaming video looked iffy. Hastings adopted the poker player's mantra that most money is lost early in hand, when the tendency is to hope that the something good will materialize even though the reason suggests otherwise. Scale fast. Netflix is now scaling streaming videos fast and maintaining the lead it worked so hard to build over competitors. Numerous companies have, however, won early battles and lost the war at this stage of innovation.
Locus of innovation in Netflix. Though Netflix started out very much like an organization, where it was a single organization which had a product innovation and was rapidly scaling up, it has now, as time has passed, it has now edged more towards business ecosystem with continuous innovation and disruption in OTT platforms. Business ecosystem exists because they allow their participants to survive and thrive. For example, The actors in Netflix ecosystem are studios, consumers, investors, Netflix itself, platform used by Netflix, and competitors of Netflix. They participate in this ecosystem because this contributes to their survival and well-being. So this ecosystem, business ecosystem created by Netflix has different entities to it. There are multiple subsidiaries of Netflix, which has edged in different parts of making content, visualizing content, streaming content, and a lot of stuff included. This is because Netflix has scaled up fast due to its affordable pricing, first among the content providers to give a monthly subscription this low. Accessibility. Netflix has made it possible for people to watch video anywhere, anytime, capturing growing multi-devising trend. Benefits of content for content providers. Netflix has created a great new channel for content distribution of the media companies, paying high prices for the licensing deals. This has enabled content providers to distribute content at a very low cost. At the same time, to have a platform where their content is reaching the target audience and is also paying well. Original content. Recently, Netflix has ventured into production itself, where, as I talked about, it becoming a business ecosystem, where it has not only streamed the content on its platform, but it's also made the content so that it is a unique specialty to just Netflix. Types of innovation in Netflix. This describes the different innovations Netflix has done throughout the time. So in 1997, when it came up with the DVD startup, where it provided DVDs, rental DVDs online, it was a product innovation. All through subscriber model that was a very unique to it, was done as a product innovation. Also, Netflix queuing, which was very, very unique and wasn't as common as we see now. Then there was changes in the services provided. So Netflix is in all a service. The product innovation, the basic idea behind it has stayed the same, but the efficiency of the service has increased, like video recommendation algorithm, where it has become better and provides better suggestions to the watchers and better experience to the watcher. Video streaming. Their video streaming has made it possible for Netflix to become made it possible for Netflix to stream it easily and to make it more viable. First, Netflix original. Here is where Netflix started having business model innovation, where they were edging towards business ecosystem, hence changing its business model to be more viable and to have a more integrated approach. Expansion outside of US and Canada was a big step for Netflix, as it was venturing towards different and new categories of market. So 2013, 2015, and 2016 has been an era of Netflix, where Netflix has ventured into marketing and branding innovation, where there is a new trend of binge watching. Netflix and chill, a common hashtag common, which was made common by Netflix. And last but not the least, expanding international, banning VPNs. So basically, Netflix has ventured into the entire world, has made it possible for us to watch videos anywhere and everywhere we want. This has made it easier for people to stream and provide content at different regions.
Now coming to Amazon Prime Video. Prime Video is an American subscription video on demand and over-the-top streaming and rental services of Amazon.com. Launched on September 7, 2006 as Amazon and Vox in the United States, the service grew with an expanding library and added the Prime Video membership, which was then renamed as Amazon Instant Video on Demand. As of January 2020, there are 150 million plus Amazon Video Prime users. Around 64% of the households subscribe to Amazon Prime services globally. 40% of Amazon Prime members spend around $1,000 a year on Amazon site. Amazon Prime services has over 100 million users globally and is available in over 200 countries internationally. In the previous 3 years, 25% of Amazon Prime members began to utilize Amazon Prime Video services. Currently, it has around 75 million videos worldwide, which include around 40 million in the US, and this is expected to reach around 100 million Prime videos by 2020. Now coming to locus of innovation in the Amazon Prime Video. Amazon Prime Video started as a video streaming services and used to stream third-party content on its platform. But gradually there was a shift when it started producing its own content, sponsoring and developing all type of contents including sports, comedy shows and movies. It also offered access to channels from different content providers on its platform at a nominal fee, making the platform a business ecosystem. Success in the continuous growing industry led to Amazon focusing on more on the Prime Video and expanding its offerings. Amazon Prime services, which were offered in a bundled package of Amazon Prime, was an added advantage to its users over other OTT competitors like Amazon Music, Amazon Kindle, and same-day delivery services of Amazon Groceries. Subscribers also have the option to download content for offline viewing and even watching 4K titles. On top of that, Amazon hosts an impressive catalog of TV shows and movies available for rent or purchase. Now coming to the features of Prime Video. First is web interface. Amazon gives recommendations based on the content you watch. In addition to the standard play, rewind and forward buttons were also among the features. Amazon Prime Video also implements subtitle and streaming quality options on the screen. However, the biggest draw is the X-ray feature, which offers synopsis and details about the source and its actors. Amazon Prime Video on mobile was another app developed by the Amazon Prime Videos. The interface looks identical to that of the website, scaled down for a mobile screen. The app does give users a fair amount of control over the service, with settings for stream and download quality, a list of registered devices, as well as the ability to clear video search history. Accessibility and parental controls. This feature can restrict streaming by user ages, designating specific accounts as kids profile and managing accessibility. Playback experience. The Prime Video take a couple of seconds to ramp up to full quality. The quality stays consistent. Once it does, the service is also pretty accurate at saving your progress through a video in case you get disconnected or need to resume watch later. Also, it does not splice ads into the middle of source, which is an advantage over its competitors. Prime Video and VPN. Prime Video makes it difficult to stream content while you are connected to a VPN. This policy could be due to content licensing deals and many shows are restricted to use in specific countries. It is a complete video streaming package. It offers a ton of great originals at a reasonable price and continues to introduce new streaming features.
Hi everyone. So I'll be talking about the nature of innovation of Amazon Prime. So the first thing that I will be talking about is the installed base, that is a Fire Stick. Amazon Fire TV Stick related offerings are, it is very basic but sufficient to access the Prime Video platform. Fire Stick TV and Fire TV Cube. These are more enhanced versions that include voice control and other features. Fire TV Recast, which allows recording live TV, and the last is Fire TV Inbuilt TVs. These are the manufacturers that have included the Fire TV component directly into the TV, thus not requiring any of the above components. Second thing that I'll be talking about is the platform of Amazon Prime Video. This platform was started as a streaming service and gradually shifted to on-demand video delivery service platform, offering a subscription-based model to its users and as a part of bundled package which include all Amazon Prime services. Third, I'll be talking about is the content which connect the multi-sided platform. Amazon has become a producer of their own shows and is an owner of many studios. Original content equates to exclusive content and that draws subscribers. The only way to stream Amazon original content is through a Prime Video subscription. Second thing I'll be talking about is the type of innovation in Amazon Prime. So first is online retail business model. This is sales and rent of TV movies that are not available as part of Prime Video. Second is razor and blade model version 2. The required hardware, which is sold at a low margin, expensive content is created and then provided for free for the goal of getting people to sign up for the overall Prime bundle, which is the main goal of Amazon Prime Video. Third is platform business model. It is a multi-sided platform with various supply side factors providing content and various demand side segments. Fourth is premium extension retail model, which is a more premium version. That is, the hardware are available at a higher price points, as well as the extension and Amazon Care products, which really is a service business model. Fifth is bundling cross up sale. Uh, all sorts of bundling cross and upselling of individual titles is basically bundling cross up sale. Sixth is subscription based business model. Seventh is partnering business model. Eighth is stimulation of consumption. Ninth is bundling business model, and 10th is pay per user, which is usage of the streaming and other internet content delivery infrastructure. Thank you.
As we have seen through various analyses, Netflix has always kept innovating to sustain its operations. We also saw it's come a long way from getting its offers to sell rejected by Blockbuster to becoming one of the largest OTT platforms in the world right now. On the other hand, Blockbuster is nowhere to be found now. Netflix went from renting DVDs to providing content over the internet to making its own original content. Even reputed directors and producers have collaborated with Netflix to release their content exclusively on the platform. Netflix is known for producing content in local languages of whatever country they launch the services in to catch the nerve of its target audience. Even during the pandemic, Netflix quickly integrated watch parties on its platform, which was received with huge success. The feature allowed users to watch movies simultaneously with their friends while chatting with them on Netflix itself. Similarly, Prime Video by Amazon came late but caught up quickly as it was backed by Amazon's very fast network and ecosystem. Prime Video membership comes included with the very popular Prime subscription of Amazon as a part of its complementary services. One important thing to note is that both of these major platforms are facing the heat due to increased competition and arrival of new players in the market. Disney has come up with their own Disney Plus service, which has resulted in eroding a major chunk of Netflix and Prime Video subscribers. Every major studio and company wants a piece of the OTT cake by offering their own service. What they're not realizing is that by flooding the market with multiple services, they're scattering the customers while across the services, as one customer cannot be expected to subscribe to all these services. We also saw that Netflix recently admitted that their market share has shrunk due to the advent of many new services which have come in the market.